Hey, my name is Thomas Orr from TJE Builds. We are going to make this little jig here. It's a jointer in this video, and it's made out of just a circular saw and 2 pieces of scrap wood. Okay, first thing you need to do is pick 2 pieces of scrap wood, preferably a piece of plywood or MDF that's pretty flat, not warped or anything, and then another piece of wood like this one here, which can be really anything like a 2x6 or something from Home Depot, whatever. Just make sure that it's flat and that it's got a good right angle on it. After you've attached the pieces of wood together, you just want to take your circular saw and you want to carve out a little place for the blade to fit into the piece of wood on the side here like this. Next, you want to attach your circular saw like this. If you don't have screw holes already in the plate here, you can just drill them in there yourself. I had to do that for one of these on here. Then you want to double check and make sure that the blade sits about halfway into that little spot you cut out. That way you can look down like this and see some blade, but no air behind it. So there's no gap there. Then you want to take a little bit of tape or a zip tie, whatever you want, doesn't matter. I use tape because it's easy to get off. Put it on there and make sure the trigger is pulled and lock it down. Then all you have to do is plug it in and you're ready to go. Okay, couple of things to note. You want the piece that the circular saw is attached to be as straight as possible, which if you look hard enough at Home Depot or wherever, you can find a pretty straight piece of lumber that's good enough for this. And then you want the angle created between the bottom piece and the side piece to be as close to a right angle as possible. If those two things are the case, and you set your circular saw blade at a right angle, then you'll make good cuts. Otherwise, you'll just be creating an angle on the wood you're trying to join. Also, one other tip. The longer the whole piece is, assuming that it's straight, the longer the piece of wood you can join. Always use push blocks if your hands might be anywhere near the blade to avoid injury. And when you're done with it, I would definitely recommend taking the tape off immediately so that you don't forget and plug it in later with the trigger still pressed when you're just trying to use the saw normally. Now this joiner will never take the place of an actual joiner, but it works well enough for small projects like the top of this stool I did in the last video. It's also extremely easy and cheap to build, which is a pro for the beginner or the hobbyist or someone who doesn't want to invest a ton of money in a joiner. Lastly, if you found this video helpful or entertaining or are just feeling generous, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. It's a free way and an easy way to support the channel, and it helps this video out in the YouTube algorithm. Thanks again, and see you next time.